This is inverted vitrectomy. Vitrectomy for deeply rooted macular pucker with external limiting membrane view. These are the retinal peaks and angiograms, displaying how deeply rooted is the macular pucker. The OCT footage displays the epiretinal membrane and pucker and a huge distortion at the macula and increased retinal thickness. The patient just had a phaco. This chemosis was due to the corneal square incision I made, but that was okay, didn't cause any problems. We start the core and peripheral vitrectomy. During the vitrectomy, it's possible to observe a huge nasopigmented chorioretinitis. The visualization was very good with a macular contact lens. The first attempt was to detach the hyaloid from the surface of the macula, being extra careful not to cause any traction on the retinal periphery. A complete air fluid exchange is carried out after the vitrectomy. It is very important to carry on a complete vitrectomy because the dye, brilliant blue, will stain the macula pretty better. It may be necessary to use a more tapered cannula in order to get all fluid out at the most dependent position, the optic nerve. Brilliant blue is injected on the macular surface. We clean it up from the macular area and notice a very good staining of the dye throughout the retinal surface. Notice that the brilliant blue stains well the internal limiting membrane, creating a contrast between it and the fibrovascular tissue of the macular pucker. We ought to find an edge so as to create a cleavage plane between the membrane and the actual retina. It makes a difference to approach the image and zoom it in on retina so that you get your eyes closer to the retina, making it easier to see it, plus giving you more confidence on attempting to grab the tissue. The appropriate forceps of your confidence should be used, and you should be able to connect the tissue to the forceps and feel how deep you grab it, actually testing your sensitivity. We choose an area to feel how tough is the membrane and a small tear is created. So we switch to another area where the membrane could be less interwoven, and in this way a better catch of the epiretinal tissue was carried out. The pucker was pretty well separated, relieving all the retinal surface traction. Notice that you have to pull the membrane parallel to the retina in a horizontal movement at a pretty slow pace, not to tear the retina on that area. It comes easy and releases its attachments to the macula. The macula now is free, and we perform a little more vitrectomy and should not be too close to the retina periphery to avoid any iatrogenic breaks. We kept the cutting rate very high in the mid-periphery for that purpose. And the laser was next, in an attempt to protect the retinal periphery. In this case, we also encircle the scars to better delimitate it from the more posterior retina. The scar could well play a role in the formation of the pucker. Another air fluid exchange was performed, and a very low expansible concentration of gas was injected. That's about it. Thank you very much for your attention.